The mods are alive.
I'm just here to be here.
Mods are here. They're chilling. They're here to make sure you guys don't get up to anything.
I'm like babysitting, I guess.
Yeah.
Takes me back to 6th grade.
You're babysitting. You can ban people if you want. If you feel so inclined. Thanks. Now, do I want to start with coining crows or counting crows?
Important questions.
Already did the main guys. Do coining, because I have drawn them many more times. Mr. Crow himself, and Davis, the fan favorite.
Oh yeah.
Everybody loves him. A normal amount. It's very cursed. But I think it's hilarious, and I think I should make it a sticker.
Oh yeah.
You have oohed your last woo. What a guy. Best man ever. I'm really tempted to make the next chapter of Coining Crows, because I've got it all thumbnailed, but I'm like, that'd be a lot of work. But it's really just shows off Crow being an absolute idiot.
That's wonderful.
Because he like runs into like a secret meeting and he's like, oh cool. He's just like chilling.
Oh yeah.
Dave says like, wait here, and then goes into a store, and then Crow is like, okay, and then immediately leaves.
He's like when you leave a 2-year-old or a cat alone.
Yeah, exactly. I think he like literally sees Mantle walking into like an alleyway and is like, suspicious behavior, and runs after her.
I love that.
He is the one who like built their like little manor. Well, he found an abandoned manor and then like revamped it. So very possible he ate things he shouldn't have. Not on purpose. I feel like it was just like, You know, like when you're painting and you have like a cup beside you that's like the drinking water, and then you have like the paint dippy water? That's like him. He just drinks the paint many times before he learns. Wouldn't even, I feel like he fully wouldn't realize because he'd be distracted until it was already swallowed. You're like, wait a minute.
Something feels not quite right.
I don't feel very good. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have eaten that. It wasn't made for consumption. Why was I able to eat it? Checkmate. Fun fact, I draw Crow's nose like this with like the bump at the top because he's broken it before. And it wasn't from like fighting or anything, he broke it.
They eat 2 states?
Jump scare.
But hi, what are you guys doing? I didn't hear any of it because internet.
Drawing Lucy's.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
With mods.
I still want to choke it. Not in a good way.
I'm sorry?
What?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
One there.
Wait, who said that?
Nobody, it was the wind.
True. Talking about this guy, by the way. My beloved freak. Or my beloved freak. It's a little bit of both.
Oh yeah.
That's
When
common, I hear.
You
When
like
Like not chewing things like that and macaroni.
Yeah, I don't chew my
Apparently.
mac and cheese.
I
can inhale
what's wrong with you?
that. I can inhale that all the way in my mouth.
All the way
Down
in my mouth. Take it around a little, and then that thing's going all the way in my mouth.
Exactly.
It's a little gooey. You don't have to worry about it.
I mean, you don't have to chew mashed potatoes either, but you should.
And if I don't, what are you gonna do about
That
it?
Look
is
at
a
you
bad
weird.
habit. You should chew your food. It is good for your digestive system.
You know, you know what? If Kellogg had taught if Dr. Kellogg has taught me anything, there's Kellogg. There's Kellogg's brother, Kellogg.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were kind of a little crazy.
Brand name?
Well, that was their last name, so yeah.
Yeah.
Invented
But if
cereal.
I ever forgot to keep the brand
No, that's a brand name. There's no such thing as people running companies. They're not real.
name.
Well, you know, because
Who said that? Bro, why do you look like that?
don't complain about how he looks. He's perfect.
Who's not?
Okay.
He's perfect to me.
Well, he's shockingly not blue and doesn't have horns, so I think you're lying.
Oh. Listen,
I'm listening, go on.
I have nothing to say. I've been staring a whole lot at Davis right there behind him.
I know you have.
Yeah, look at that man. Man.
He's a fan favorite. Too bad he like dies. That's crazy anyway.
Why would you say this?
He dies off screen, it's okay, don't worry. He's so important. Jasper is Chubby's little shit.
Nice.
I think something bad. I think that it's completely valid and amazing to put OCs in any school project
True.
if you're able.
True.
If you can justify it enough.
True. You're so right by doing so.
Do it.
It's good for your brain.
Oh yes. It doesn't drive you slowly further into madness of your world being taken over by your OCs, but
Who would do that? That's crazy.
what? That doesn't happen.
No. That's crazy. You're speaking crazy. You made that up.
Oh, you might.
What's this jump scare?
Whoa.
Whoa, what's those?
Whoa. Oh, this is a perfect time volume on them.
How is everybody getting here? How are you guys finding this? What the hell's going on? Tumblr. Oh, you guys follow me on Tumblr? I kiss you on the mouth. Anyway.
I feel like sometimes you forget that Tumblr has actual people on it.
I do, yeah. I'm like, and people follow me on Tumblr, but that's not like real people.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Davis, you're so hard to draw. Why do you look like that? I feel like that would solve a lot of my problems, yeah.
Yeah. I've been telling my my roommate about you whilst was in your threats to shave everyone's character.
Yeah.
They're heavily entertained.
Look, this LM is bald. He's just round.
Hot with long hair when human. Yeah. Alright.
I'm honest. I know what I'm about.
Oh yeah.
And anyway. Davis, why do you look like that? Hey, this also has a resting bitch face.
I already actually have a dent in my forehead. I'm dropping a bed on myself when I was 2.
No, that's from me kissing you on the forehead.
Treat for me specifically is.
You're a genius, also.
Treat Chubby's head like a car door.
Oh.
You got it. I think with the car you do like hot water first and then the laundry.
Chubby, come here! That's a huge bump on their head now. Well, that's fine, I guess.
Random disclaimer, don't trust us for medical advice.
I think you should. Slash J. With a hammer. That, yeah, okay.
Puzzles for medical advice.
I think we should trust Wuzzles with pretty much everything. Davis. Davis.
Well, I mean, it's proven difficult to draw perfection, so.
Oh my god, shut up, you whore.
Let's not actually put children in ovens. I think that we had a fairy book about that, about not doing that.
Hey, me and my gingerbread house had failure once.
Like, you and I can both have one. But I just cannot find the right blues, and I'm so mad.
Perfectionism strikes again.
I mean, I'm trying to find blue, and all I can find is teal.
You can make a sibling.
One of them.
One of them. Almost happy with the way your face looks.
He's so mean.
Animating him was fucking hell because he's so shaped. There's layers because he's got. I was like, oh, I'll just have him have his hair slicked back so that I don't have to worry about it. And then he's got his fucking horns. He's so hard to draw. This is why he must die.
No. No.
Let's kill him.
No.
Die. His horns are so cool. I love the design for his horns. I hate drawing them.
With my next life, I'm going into.
Save him. That's
That
what
is
you
the
meant to
only-
say. I just
No drugs in chat.
no drugs in chat. No huffing markers in chat. I'm taking the markers away.
That's for after stream.
I'm taking the art supplies away from you guys. No glue, no markers, no Sharpies, no scissors, definitely. Are you guys gonna eat chess pieces? I feel like that's where this is gonna go.
Or maybe they'll like actually play chess in chat. I feel like it could go either way.
I don't believe that.
I feel like it'd be just weird enough.
You guys want to prove me
tiny chessboard on screen?
You guys want to prove me wrong so bad. You want to be normal. You want to prove me wrong. God damn it.
Seduce the king. Why did that make me think that there should be a crow's chessboard? We should do that.
Oh my god, that's kind of huge actually. Hold on. This king. This king.
Oh.
Good luck.
Can't seduce that king though.
They've tried.
Many have tried. Soup's trying to D&D Wuzzle's chessboard, and I don't think Wuzzle's having it. No, no,
You gotta fight the queen. So if we made a crow's chessboard, who would the queen be?
Ooh.
Because, like, feasibly we could say the attendant because they're always by the king, but...
That would actually be great because of how much the queen can move.
True! Okay. I have a plan, guys.
Honestly, the attendant would have to be either the queen or the bishop. And if it was the bishop, it would have to be the one on the queen's side, on the king's side.
True, true, true.
Oh, no.
Hey, roll again.
That's
Roll to
more than
dodge.
an
Roll to
insult to
dodge. Roll your dex save. I'm gonna have to ask you that. I feel like I may be the streamer, but the chat is the real. Like, I'm just here to watch them do their own thing, apparently. We're like,
Here to watch chat.
yeah, it looks fine, I guess. I suppose. These are gonna be small anyway. He's so cute!
Oh, five's not great for a healing spell, I don't think.
Well, healing spells you don't roll to do, you roll for how much you heal. So,
Oh, okay. That's good. I don't know very much. I'm just here to learn.
unless you're using lay on hands, in which case you can use from Suryu. Elaborate on that, holding a mic up to you. Explain for the chat.
What?
Tell everybody what you mean. Fuck.
You try to put a link, it zaps you if you put a link.
Good thing we're all over 18 and can swear. This is true, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how you. I like the implication that if you're under 18, you can't swear.
Oh yeah, I never swear what they're taking.
Yeah, high schoolers don't swear.
Oh, never.
Isn't that the rules?
Yeah, the rules. High schoolers would never break those.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Yeah.
Put Noxus in their little combat outfit, or give them the little toga that they usually wear. Tunic, not toga. What am I saying?
That's a great question.
Sounds good.
I want casual wear for this. I feel like.
Okay. Crow does have his cape on though. Crow does have his cape on though, so.
It's true.
But I can put them in their little.
I suppose they're going on an adventure.
Okay,
In
on an
town.
adventure. Noxus is in
They're
the. Oh, okay. He's so cute. Noxus is also a fan. He's so baby.
Didn't Noxus like come really close to winning like the competition when you did that whole character thing?
Yeah, Noxus was the winner.
That was for when you did just
Oh, yeah.
crows.
The
I meant,
Ultimate
like,
Crows cast.
Everyone. Yeah.
I think there were in the end it tied between Alex and Mantle. So I feel like I should resolve that, but I haven't yet. Mantle beat.
So what you're
Noxus.
saying is they cancel each other out and choose actually the winner.
No.
Why not?
It's not how that works.
That's totally how it works.
I feel like I need to do this again.
Frog win.
I need to do this again with all of the characters because there's so much more
You
now.
Every single year you're gonna have to redo it. This year is it's gonna have like 20 more characters at least.
Yeah. Oh, like 100 or so. Good lord, yeah. So that was the Crows cast. Poll for the ultimate character in the Crows cast. There was a tie between these two, though. And I didn't resolve that at all. Contenders.
also in cities and everything.
Dude, this man's got 3 different worlds set with characters who know other characters who know other characters.
Same
So
world,
that-
different timeline.
Story's gonna happen.
Same world, different timeline.
I'm so that. This is true.
What I'm doing right now is I'm working on banners to make a new master post. So I have the Keeping Crows, Coining Crows, Counting Crows, and then these are all the spin-off extra characters, background people that aren't relevant to any of the stories, but I just have because I love them. So Starshades is here, Honeybee Bakery is here, Chester also. Knock off my beloved. Tracker. When I made most of these guys. You should draw your own season of situations. My favorite thing to do ever. These guys haunt my brain. Like a mold, or perhaps a fungus.
Yes.
Yes. Always expanding. Anyway, not the situation. Also, I feel like you should stop because it's always sad. For me specifically.
I was gonna call you out for being like the one making sad stuff, but I can't after writing that whole thing.
Yeah, what the
that I
fuck?
did.
I got screenshots of that Shubi and oh my god.
I was like, look what Jimmy did!
Raven showed me your reaction, and I was just like, hey, I was gonna kill children too, so I mean, this was the tame version.
Help me. Can describe either go full in depth. Leave it up to interpretation. Next question. I'm here all day. Perfect. I'm helping.
Raven gets a reward. Best helper.
I want food. Feed me.
Gives a treat.
Yay!
I would order you burgers if it didn't give you anxiety.
Yeah. When people knock on my door, I go, and I scatter. I tend to not think things through.
Unless it's about bullies.
Bullies.
Little OC bullies.
Men. Hit men. I love men.
I've been thinking about the Honeybee Bakery thing, and I still really want to make another character to add to help with the shop, but I can't think of anybody. But I also really want to put my OG girl back to
Original
use
the
somewhere.
girl.
Original the girl, and
girl.
I think she might be a good fit, but she's kind of like angry at the world in the same kind of way that Jen seems. So I don't know.
I love Jen.
Maybe that's a good fit.
They would either bond or hate each other.
Baby,
BB.
pinch his cheeks.
Go to the lamb music. I was gonna play Cult of the Lamb this morning before streaming, because I was like, well, if I'm gonna be doing art for hours later, then I can play some Cult of the Lamb now, but then I ended up doodling anyway.
And let's be honest, if you started playing Cult of the Lamb, it would be dark before you blink.
Maybe. Depends. I want to try to stream at least once a week.
Marshmallows, dog. They're mine, and I'm being selfish supporting them.
You can't call me that.
You can't have my marshmallows either.
Oh,
I can't put them through the screen.
Oh no, Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, I'm very normal about Cult of the Lamb. It's okay. Don't worry, the Borbo brain rot is coming back. It's like taking over my brain again. So I feel like Cult of the Lamb is gonna be out. Push that other animation, so it's keeping me kind of locked in. gay.
I finished my water.
Well,
You proud of me?
Yes, I am so proud of you. It gets you in the forehead, leave a dent.
This on top of my original dent.
Yeah, I mean,
Animals.
what? Animorph?
But maybe I think it's Animorph.
What?
Yeah, the
Animal?
You're
You talking about Animorphs?
maybe?
Help me.
Is that what the name of them were?
How do you? Maybe. I'm kind of shocked that if it was, you don't
And
know.
look, I'm googling this. Yeah, those ones.
Oh my god. Can't believe you didn't know it was Animorphs.
I never read.
Neither have I. I just know what Animorphs
I
is.
had headaches.
Oh my god. Guy doesn't even know
I didn't
Animorphs.
read. Look, I read Junie B. Jones and then I stopped.
I've never read it before in my life. I'm illiterate. However, I do know what Animorphs is because everyone knows what Animorphs is.
Look, I just wasn't in the crowd, okay? Because that was the Warriors crowd when they got a little more curious about humans.
I wasn't either. Just everyone knows what Animorphs is. You live under a rock? Is that where you live? A rock?
No, that's below Asia, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
No.
Iraq.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
it's over there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Go on. Continue.
I want this dumb little rabbit to have a hug from Ari specifically.
I love this dumb little rabbit.
This soggy little bean.
Soggy rabbit. Soggy bunny.
I don't even know if you have, like, in your world for the curse world, if
You
they
doubt me?
have the regular animals that we've got.
Yes, but I feel like they're more rare compared to, like, beasts and stuff, like fantasy animals. But they would have made their way over, I think.
Because what I'm thinking is, like, similar to how we have, like, mythology, is that they have the human books, and they have, like, what's most common, like what we find in farm books and stuff for like babies. And then those are like, oh, those are the mythical animals from the other place.
The giraffe!
And I feel like rabbit would just be one in those books. And then I can imagine that Ari's mom has human books, but they're like baby books.
Baby books!
And she just
Fearful
loves
lizard.
the heck out of them. And she loves talking about human animals, and they're all just like, those aren't even real.
Those aren't even real. I feel like they definitely have some of them,
Those
like
are made up.
regular, like birds and squirrels and shit, but I feel like most human animals are probably just in the human world.
Mhm.
And if you've never been to, like, the home world, I feel like you wouldn't know how different it is from the curse world anyway.
Yeah, I'm wondering how common it is for divines specifically to end up going to the human world. Because
More
I
common
think
than the
that-
curse world.
Oh yeah, because I thought that they'd be pretty satisfied with where they are and they don't feel the need to go.
Yes,
Somehow.
how, like, I feel like they do have, like, the heaven, quote, quote, has 2 halos specifically because one of them is had 2 halos specifically because one of them is in the curse world and one of them is in the human world, and they connect.
The heck?
Yeah. So he's got. Hold on, I can hold on. His halos, or like the gates of heaven or whatever, are kind of like. You see the image.
See everything.
What with the theme
Oh,
of
dude, I
balance.
love that you did that.
Thanks. And then, you know, clouds and shit. They're hidden from sight from most people by like magic mist and shit. So there's that. And, you know, gates of heaven you can see through. And then say this is like the divide. The curse world and the human world are like on top of each other. Like settings in this world are the same as settings in this world. They're like, it's a mirrored version of the human world. But these kind of go between worlds. It's like a pocket dimension that's separate. So you can go from one to the other.
That's freaking cool.
Lore. Anyway, yeah, Ink's got the black and white theme because he's got the whole balance thing going on.
I love that so much. And I can't get over Kyla's dad that you created. He's so cute.
He's a goofy little guy.
Bean.
I've been wanting to design some of his reincarnations anyway, so...
I'm very excited. I'm also so curious as to how different they all are.
I definitely think...
Especially because the kids are so cute.
Yeah.
Baby.
I feel like usually they're one person, but they can split to twins occasionally. He's power grows stronger that way. But he doesn't really have control over it, so... I also feel like one of his reincarnations knew the king before he was the king. Like when he was homeless in the cursed world. Because originally the cursed world was like kind of like hell in the sense that it was like everyone back when it was first created like panicked because, you know, they were just banished and it was like chaos and lots of fighting and fend for yourself kind of situation. That's why the king started eating people and realized that he can get power that way. It was starving. Maybe a little bit of a question. I'm redoing her sketch because it's not very good. Not liking the way Maddie's turning out. Drawing women is hard.
I love her, by the way. I'll say it as many times as I must.
I'm glad someone has to.
Jeff does!
Jeff does love her very much. He's a bit of a male wife, though.
This is my wife. That is a man.
That is
A man
yeah.
who is my wife.
That's a whole conversation they would for sure have. Oh, unhappy. Grr, I explode you with my mind, Maddie. I'm going to move on from Maddie for... Don't remember what his eyes look like. To be fair, I barely drew Jet in the comic.
Big ooh eyes.
He's got big sad eyes, big watery eyes. Oh yeah, he's got eye marks. The boy of all time. Dad of all time. Boy. Little guy. This is also supposed to be more sketchy. You got pointy. Pointies.
Anime hair bands.
You do got anime hair bands.
Good.
Hair is parted at the
Pull
top.
off to help with that anxiety.
Yeah, true. He's just a nervous little guy. I love the picture where I think I entered him in like a cat OC tournament thing. And he's like, why is everybody staring? And Maddie's like, you want me to deal with it? And he's like, please don't hurt anybody.
Did you say this?
He's murderized in front of his kids.
These are spoilers I wanted.
To be fair, most of the original crows from Coin and Crows dies, so...
Why would you say this?
Why is a little dead guy? True. You know who else is a little dead guy? John.
Why would you say this?
He's dead, in case you didn't know.
I mean, that would make more sense to say for B. B is actually the little guy.
Yeah, but John dies. I disagree with you. Mostly because, John's body gets lost in the ocean. I don't actually find it.
Fish it out yourself.
Fish food, yeah, a little bit. But it's like already kind of rotten because he's a zombie, so I don't know if that's very good for you.
Me.
Sharks might.
Oh,
tell you.
the ocean don't care. The ocean devours.
Interesting state. He's not that rotten. He has good hygiene.
Speaking of dead, I really have to design Harlow.
You do! You really do!
Over there, there's Garrett. What was Harlow's last name? I gave them both last names. They were going by this.
Garrett Bubber of all time.
Oh, it was Beckham.
Bam.
Garrett and Beckham. B.
These are supposed to be not super clean, just little doodles. These are supposed to be little doodles, so they don't have to be perfect. So it's trouble. Be nice to me. It's supposed to be like clean, but like simplified. Like it's supposed to be like quick. Like kind of like little chibi versions, and then when I went. Thank you.
Oh yeah, always. Claws and teeth.
Claws and teeth. Teeth. Now it looks silly. That's fine. It'll look better color. He says. Teeth. You gotta.
Great.
What about you?
Teeth. Teeth. We're being normal. Okay.
I believe you.
You alive over there?
Yeah, for sure.
Very convincing, thank you.
Dissection.
Dissection.
Oh yeah, always.
This guy, would he? Can't wait to dissect them. We're all normal here. Yes. Yes.
I'm also completely normal about him and Ari.
Oh yeah.
I'm very interested in their dynamic. And I feel like we could maybe talk about that.
I feel like that's a great
I
conversation.
feel like this is a great thing that should happen. I feel like they're a little fruity.
I'm really curious, honestly, about the difference between how this whole, like, thing could have played out where Ellen's, like, abandoned on the street, powerless kind of stuff. Like, the difference between if Ari had not stopped by and him stopping by.
I definitely feel like he would have continued to harass the castle for a bit. But he also can't really die, so it's kind of like a cockroach.
Gross.
Yeah. Or like a mold.
I'm wondering how far that would go and like how that would change just like the course of events going forward. Because now that he's away, I'm wondering if he can like refocus and like like find a new plan for himself and stuff.
Oh, he
fact
definitely knows that Grimoire has fives and Kai and stuff, and is like, that's my ticket.
Oh god.
Right, 'cause
They are about to leave the castle too. Once he hears about that.
yeah, he might show up at Malkov's place if he finds out where they're going.
I wonder what would clue him in.
Well, it depends how public knowledge was it that Mary was there.
Not super. Not super, but it was knowledge for the castle. But if he didn't care about it, I don't know, I'd hear about it.
He was
Or,
at his lab
like,
for a
listen
while.
if he did hear it. But, I mean, he would know because Grimoire would have showed up with Mary at his lab if Mary was available.
Good luck scavenging muzzles. And also true.
But I also don't think LM cared for Mary at all.
Yeah, he kind of thought he was boring, probably. He's like, just kind of annoying.
Just another infernal.
Yeah, just not very impressive, nothing interesting. I feel like he just kind of blanks people out if they don't catch his fancy.
Considering also that Mary's like only way to use magic is shrinking his wings.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
A lot of LM's magic comes from, or his ability comes from editing other people's magic, so.
It's fair.
He's
But
like,
I
"You're
don't
not very
think
useful
I don't
to
think
me."
he could. Yeah, I don't think he could push Mary's too far.
No, however common. You know whose magic he could push?
Sorry.
Exactly, you're
First.
so smart.
You know what? He already did first. I don't know if first can be pushed anymore.
True. I like that LM kind of knew already that Ari was like connected to Ing, because he's like, I feel like this is more so a hypothesis than he knew, but he's like, if it's in the genes, then that means it's got to be connected to someone who had it.
Yeah, it would definitely be a place for the mind to go, considering how the magic works.
Mm.
But I do like this whole thing where the difference between Verse and his dad is that his dad's like got like this small radius of things that he control, but he can control basically anything in it. Aside from things that are too quick for him to fathom. Like if he's hit with an attack instead of like an attack staying by him, like for example, if he got in trouble with the king and the king just used those fire chains, he could probably dismantle the fire chains. If he was just like hit by him, he couldn't do anything about that.
Well, if he was hit by the king, he wouldn't be using his magic anyway.
No, that's fair.
The king would be like, bop, bop, bop. None of that.
It's like, no thanks. I still
Well,
have
and then he would
more to
lose his
learn about
arm.
that. What?
Because if the king shut his magic down, essentially he would lose his arm.
But yeah, so like aside from the king, since the king's like the only one who could really affect it is
I feel like he
He's
could have
kinda
bested
like that.
Neptune for sure.
valid.
If-
But
obviously, if he wasn't
has
panicked.
a small radius of things that he can control, and he can control pretty much anything in it.
Mhm.
Whereas Verse has a very large radius, usually about in the span of what he can see and concentrate on.
Mhm.
But he has to see it in detail. He doesn't work on things far away. If he could see it, he can affect it. But he's a lot more limited to what he can do with it.
It's also because he doesn't have the imagination for it.
That too. But like for Ari, he can create magic and he can affect magic,
Interesting.
I think. But only within his small radius.
Mhm.
And only very temporary. Verse can't affect magic.
Mhm.
Not very well.
Interesting.
So I think in that regards, like
Yeah, that's why he couldn't do anything to LM. I forgot about that. He was like, ew, this guy's gross.
Well, he is.
He is gross, yeah. I love Ari's, what's wrong with you?
Ari's will like freak out about him. It's kind of fun pushing a character who's as meek as Ari is to like yell at his childhood bully.
He had Alec there to back him up.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the only reason.
Yeah, I love where he was like, you fell, my son, was so good. I eat, I consume.
I was so upset about writing that because I was like, this isn't grammar, this isn't how you use it, but I'm trying to like stick with how it would be used in that world.
It was
And
great. I was like, fuck yeah.
I also like the idea of the crowd like turning and judging him a little bit, but quietly.
Oh, they're scared of LM. Everyone knows who he is.
Even in that form?
Yeah, because it's the form he uses when the king has, like,
They would know
events.
that one better. That's fair.
Because the king is like, you're fucking gross.
Ew, you can't sit with us?
Yeah, you know?
You have to change.
Yeah, literally. He uses that form around the manor more because the king thinks his other is. Silly little gay people that live in my brain.
Yeah. And I love them.
I love them. Me too. Crazy.
Oh my god, what a small world. Actually, it's quite a big world and all these characters.
It's a big world and it's in my brain. And there's multiple generations, and there's some spin-offs, and...
How much do we know about Frost, by the way? I feel like I don't know very much about her character.
There's information, not as much as some of the other characters, but it's also just she doesn't come up a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Frost was adopted by human parents. They love her, they're alive. But it was... Frost is an old character. I want to say this first. Frost is an old character. I made her before Frozen came out. She was adopted by human parents that don't know about magic, so she didn't learn how to use her magic. So that's how it got so in like contact with her emotions. She can't control her ice very well, and her emotions come out through her ice because her parents were like, yeah, just make sure you don't like use magic in front of people because that's dangerous, right? So basically Elsa. But at school, she had a bit of a explosion with ice magic and kind of got tracked a little bit by like hunters. And she was like, that's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah. And then the boss was like, oh, well, I can help you with this. And then, you know, yeah. Probably was involved with the hunters in some way, considering she's a conniving piece of shit, but most of the bad things that happened in the core Crow's like backstories, the boss was involved in anyway. Just like causes bad thing to happen, pretends to fix bad thing, and then the person that is affected by it, she's like, oh well, I can help you with this if you help me, you know? So Ross is like, yeah, I mean, I can do that, I'll keep my parents safe, and I'll be able to learn how to use my magic, so that's why she joined the Crows. And at the beginning of the series, she's got a big crush on Gray.
On the picture you did of the little tree, and I love him, and I don't know who it is.
He was one of the characters that my friends made like a long time ago. His name is James. He is kind of an experiment where, because he's like a hag kinda, where they're like mixing humans and witches and demons, and they're like combining DNA and you create a hag, which is like, usually they are agender and they can't reproduce, but because he was already born like a human, he can. But he kind of got a little bit cursed, so he isn't around in counting. He is around in Counting Crows, the single one, because he got a little bit possessed and tried to kill people, and Frost froze him.
That sounds normal.
Yeah, it's fine and good. Fun fact, Frost has actually had an encounter with Darwin before, which was Chester's ex.
Oh.
Yeah, originally, I might have to change it due to the timeline, but originally the reason Chester stopped hanging out with Darwin was because Darwin was kind of harassing Frost and James, and like kind of in a really creepy way, and Chester was like, this is a lot. And then James almost killed Darwin, and Darwin booked it and left Chester there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Chester got a lot hurt, but was fine because Frost saved the day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Chester! I have so many feelings for him!
So that's that. I might change the timeline a little bit because I feel like it doesn't match up perfectly, but technically that was the reason that he stopped hanging out with Darwin.
These things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Darwin was his ex, and they were kind of in a gang. Not really, it was kind of just the two of them that fucked around with people. Yeah.
I have been very curious since you put them in the side characters, like Chester's in the side characters. I'm wondering, like, what timeline all the characters you have there actually fall in.
Most of them are during Keeping Crows, which is why it's a timeline progressive. So this is the earliest, this one, and then future stuff. These ones are kind of back to back mostly, except for, you know, Trackers in an alternate universe. Because it's Coastal Prince stuff. I feel like Chester, at this stage in his life, is probably, like, late. Also, Norman is here. I love Norman. I haven't done a lot with him, but I love Norman so dearly. He's essentially the angel of death because, you know, his mom is death and his dad is a seraphim, so he's like a grim reaper.
You know what? Another thing I wanted to ask is in these timelines, because you have them ascending time-wise, why Silver's in the bottom one? Is that adult Silver?
Yeah, that's adult Silver.
There we have my answer.
He's a bit more prominent in Counting Crows.
That's fair. I'm very excited to see why.
I can tell you why. He wants to rebuild the Keepers because they are gone, and like as an organization are gone in the future.
Is it for reasons I feel like it might be?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Magic becomes kind of exposed towards the end of Keeping Crows, so the Keepers aren't really required to keep things like secret anymore after they settle the whole king trying to take over and kill everybody situation. So it's more so that it just disbanded more than anything, because most of the crows, like the actual crows group, retired.
Dude, I really want to get on your butt about these comics because I want them. I want them, and I want a book of it. I want a whole book. I want to buy it.
Well, Coining Crows is the only one that's going to be a comic/graphic novel. This one's going to be animated.
I will design the plushies. We will.
The merchandise.
The merchandise. I'm so excited for the merchandise.
The chessboard, apparently.
This is who I am.
The
This
merch.
is who I was made to be. There will be merch.
Once they become a little bit more public, perhaps. But I want to do more.
I really want to see you at a table at conventions.
I really want to. I was actually looking at this, printing the first chapter of Coining Crows out as like a comic book, and then doing a booth and selling those. I would have to change the scale a little bit, and I also want to redo the cover since it was originally really sketchy because I was like, good enough, I just want to get them done.
That's fair.
So I want to redo that. I was gonna ask you to help me with that actually, but then I never did.
I will help you with anything. Apparently, I have trouble getting to background stuff, but I want to get better at that too.
Good news, the cover doesn't have a background. Yeah, it was super rough because I was just trying to finish it. Size decomposed.
You make it sound like you found one.
No, it's just like a well-known fact.
Okay.
They don't rot because the water is so cold.
Oh.
So they just sink to the bottom and be down there.
Oh.
Yeah,
You're just there.
they're just there.
Okay.
The neighbors. The friends, yeah. The dead people.
Did you know those dead people personally? What the heck?
Only after they died.
Oh. Like John.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a dude that could walk out of a lake and you go, "Sup?" And he'll just be like,
His nods.
"Sup?"
I love John so much. John is one of the few characters that like makes like I feel bad about. Like I'm like, oh. Like I drew him
You should
when
feel bad.
I drew him when he was alive, and I'm like, he's so sweet.
He's the baby.
He's the guy of all time.
Keep some of the characters because of how differently they age.
Mhm.
And I like that you get to go to a whole like different generation, and then some things carry and some things don't.
That's like the time gap between these two stories is kind of ginormous, but this is literally one generation because they age so slowly.
But also so much happened.
Mhm.
Nice.
I feel like, and I don't think I've mentioned this, but demons have smaller windows of like fertility than humans, which
For Mary. I still kind of want that cute little baby that I made for Mary and Chester.
I can still have their baby.
That baby is so cute. The baby.
It's just like, you know how humans are like every month you have like the ovulating or whatever. For demons it would be longer between each period. I don't know the specifics because I don't really care, but they might also have like longer pregnancies or something. But just things that make it, because like they age really slowly and they're immortal, most of them. It's like, why wouldn't they just overpopulate? It's like, well, there's a reason.
Super interesting, honestly. You are gonna mess it up so much to the point where you just redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yep.
you do that.
I did that with Maddie.
Dude, I keep wanting to make like people from Griff's past that are like
Oh my god!
mean to him
Oh my
or
god!
something.
Oh yeah, you should do that.
I might. I may.
Hee hee. I love him.
It's true.
Muzzles, explain what the fuck that means, by the way.
Cause they'll be.
I'll never know. I gotta draw X again. I've drawn her once. She
The
put-
one next to Jasper.
Yeah, that's the villain
Very
of Coin and
cute.
Crows. Where is she? Here she is.
Tell me.
Here she is. I've drawn her once, but I've okay, and
Unless.
unless, yeah, she does try to bribe Crow into like helping her, which almost works. And then he was like, "Wait a minute." She did nothing wrong. You're so right. Well, I have a.
Imagine Jasper flirting with her.
You can flirt with her. I don't think she'd be very receptive, but
I think that's exactly why Jasper would do it though.
she could hire
You
him
know
or
his
something. I
type.
feel like he would take that. There's a doodle of her here. This is a scene that happens in Coin and Crows. I think Crow like passes out somewhere and he wakes up and he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" And she's like, "We found you on the side of the road, dog."
I saved you.
No, she
Do
did.
me a
Like,
favor.
I don't remember why. I don't remember what happened to him at this point, but I know he like wakes up and he's like, "Where the fuck?"
We're gonna need context. We're gonna have to write all this down.
I have it written down. I have a script.
Good.
I just haven't looked at it in a while.
I expect more of this. I expect all of it.
This was my
I'm gonna start
background
coming
test.
to you. I'm gonna start coming to you with deadlines for your.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
After pointing grass. I do think this picture was me doing background tests, though, because I was like, I want a sketchy background style. So I was like, testing.
I do like it. I do like it a lot.
Probably a little more clean than
I
this,
feel like-
but
Yeah, I feel like this is very much enough for me to feel like I could make a detailed background from it.
well, I'm also
I
like,
love it.
when I animate the crows, like keeping crows, I do want it to look like this, but colored. Because what I'm gonna do is, because I'm like, I am a person, just a person doing a thing. I don't have to make studio quality animations. So I'm gonna just do rough animations and color those. So it's gonna be like slightly more animated than a storyboard, and then that's just gonna be what it is. Because I think rough animations look good, and there's a certain like appeal to looking at a rough animation anyway. They'll be faster to make, and I feel like the clean line art is less important than like color and movement. So
Best friend.
yeah. I haven't decided yet how I want the story to progress. I know there's going to be arcs, and I know the villains in the arcs, but I haven't decided how those arcs are going to be focused quite yet. But that's why I was making the pitch Bible recently, so that I could kind of work on those.
That's fair as fuck. And I would absolutely love to hear all of it. And I will go over every single thing with you, and I will just listen, and I will just make points because I like to poke at things. You know I do.
No Bible, stop. That's me, that's my
Stop.
name. And yes, I am. About having to draw X because I don't actually know what she looks like.
You have a very clear image right here.
Yeah, but I had to be. You know?
Great.
A little floofy, and they're all very pointy and spiky.
Spicy like her character.
She pissed off all the time.
Angie.
To be fair, she is just kind of doing her job. She's not like evil, she's just like a monster hunter and the age when that was normal. So it's not really like, it's just regular.
I really do want to know more about the hunters and stuff, and that's kind of why I want Sterling to go that route. Not like to be one himself, but to just get the help.
Oh my god, I could imagine. Anyway. I think Drift is an interesting choice. I like him, he's neat. I have more pictures of Drift. Let me see if I can find them.
That would be interesting, though, as an AU where Sterling's a hunter.
Is this before or after meeting Griff? Because,
Ooh, before.
capture his boyfriend. Angels
Captured.
do tend to be less hunted than the other demons because they're... The reason they think themselves above Infernals most of the time is because they're like, oh, we're not demons, we're angels. Even though they're all a classification of demon, yeah.
Probably cause less damage because of like certain like social ties to stuff, I'm guessing.
Mhm. Well, also, angels were just less so seen as like the destructive because they had heaven. So they
Yeah,
weren't
that's
like
fair.
around.
They
Stealing to
probably
eat, you
leave
know?
they probably leave it a lot less.
Yeah. It is more so like the human, and you know, humans are like, oh, I saw my guardian angel, because the angel like comes down and is like, what's up?
I also do want to know like the difference between what like who is like confined to the cursed world and who's allowed to leave it and who's allowed to live in the human world, I think it is. Is that the other?
I mean, I just call it human world or home world, either way. It doesn't really have a name. I want to give it one, but I haven't yet.
That's valid.
I think Cole called it like home world or base world or something. I don't remember.
Mhm.
But I think that's just a casual term.
That's fair.
Most of the people that are confined to the curse world are the people that were like put there when it was created. Because essentially, like, witches channeled magic through the curses in order to create the curse world and like bound them to it. It's like a part of them, sort of. Which it kind of hints at that a little bit in Counting Crows when the king is kind of defeated in the curse world. Not just the king, but you know, after everything becomes less controlled by the king, the curse world itself becomes more habitable. So, I'm sure he is aware of the fact that the like society he has created is part of the reason the cursed world is bad, and he himself is just keeping that to himself. He's like, I don't care.
I also want to know more about familiars.
The only like witches that have familiars are casters.
Casters.
I have been thinking about touching up the witch system a little bit and changing the subtypes so that Mender isn't its own type. But I still want to have at least 4 types of witches. They were originally supposed to be like, each type was where your magic comes from, so there were different sorts of witches based on, like, if you get your magic through study, which is casters, or if you get it through, like, Menders were originally, the idea for those were, like, clerics and paladins, sort of. So it was, like, channeling, not, like, divine inspiration or whatever, but, like, sort of like that, in the same sense that angels get power from worship. But, like, channeling that. There's the, like, ones that are basically magical girls that have to have an item that they're tuned with, that they can transform with. I'm keeping that one. I love that one. I feel like the magical girl-esque ones also kind of have familiars in the sense that the thing that they transform with can be like an animal, but it's called something different. It's not a familiar. Because familiars you can cast spells through. The magical things you transform with. A little separate. Witches are a bit less explained than the demons, but I do want to delve into it a little more.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, which witches are supposed to be like the main topic of one of these stories, right?
I did consider making a like spin-off of the witch school, with this one, the Star Witch. But I haven't.
Aww, baby.
Maybe the headmaster or the pretend headmaster. Witches I know a little less about because they weren't super pertinent to the story until I decided that Dury was a part of the story. So, which is less so the story changing to fit Dury and more so Dury created, because I always knew that the king was going to essentially bridge between the two worlds and create those openings, but I was like, I don't know how he does this, so if he can technically get a way to abuse Dury's power to create an ability to travel between, then that would make sense for that. Because the end of Crows is essentially the king does like create open channels between the worlds and just floods it. And the crows are like, oh fuck, and they have to go deal with the king while other crow like keepers deal with the flood of people just coming into the... There's so much plot that just exists in my brain that I just haven't said, but it's there. Story. In the pitch Bible, I've written it down as the King's Court, which is, I think, when they deal with LM and when they have to fight the king at the end. Thank you, Wuzzles. It's been existing in my brain for not 10 years, but some of the characters are 10 years old. The story itself is a little younger, but I know Raven Grey specifically I've had for like 10 years.
Characters before the story?
Yeah, I had some of them before the story. I had, because I was like, you know, with Soul Eater and Teen Titans, I was like, I want to have a little group of like assassins, so I made these guys. And then I made their backstories, and then was like, oh, they're gonna defeat Satan in hell or whatever was the original like plot and kind of become its own thing. The best thing about the Crow's story is that I do fully plan on creating it.
So excited.
It will be told. This will happen.
We are working on things. I am the help.
I mean, I deadass have a work in progress storyboard for the first episode. I don't know if I'm gonna rewrite it yet, but it's an idea for a pilot. I can show you if you want. I'll show you some of it. I'll show you a little bit of it. There's more of it on Patreon though. Just saying.
I'm subscribed on Patreon. I can see these things.
There's more of it on, hold on, Patreon. We're on a Patreon.
That's the Patreon, right?
Full time. Beautiful. My beloved storyboard scenes. You cannot read any of this, I guarantee it. You see, haha, gift. My handwriting is not great. But there's like a whole...
I feel like before anything gets fully finished, I want to do some special
fans, yeah.
I remember seeing some of this.
This is a Stella Star. She essentially, if to boil down her character, wants to be TikTok famous and hypnotizes people so she can be... She's one of the early game villains because she's just like a Monster of the Week style antagonist. But then they find her and they're like, well, she's from this one witch school, so we have to go talk to them about that because the Covens are supposed to deal with their own business. So they go talk to the witch school, and that's where they find Dury. But, you know, first they gotta find Silver, and Silver's hunting Gray, and then they have Cliff tracking them, and then they find more traps, and then they're like, Cliff, why have you left more traps? And he's like, that wasn't me, and it was Silver, and then Silver goes to the witch's school, and then Dury gets kidnapped, and then Silver gets kidnapped, and it just all spirals.
It's okay, it's just one thing after another.
Yeah, it's all... I have it all... Picture of Stella somewhere. Here it is. She's literally like... I wanted her to look like... what you would picture the most generic influencer to look like.
This is influencers with magic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
She fully hypnotizes people. And you know what? Good for her.
But hey, merch.
Merch. She does have plushies and shit, so I think it'd be so funny to make like a plushie for her.
Dude, if you do this first episode, I will make you a plush that the one that you designed. I will turn it into a felt object.
It's like it's like a bean.
Is that one?
It's got a little bean body. It's just a little...
I love it so much.
And Raven was like, wow, it's really cute. And Gray's like, you think that thing is cute? She goes, all plushies are cute. This one has still controlling a scarecrow, and I don't actually know if that's technically in her magic ability.
Maybe. I feel like that could be explained, though.
Well, Scarecrow could just be a demon, like that she's controlled if it was like sentient already before. However, they do fucking kill it. So if it is like just a demon they've controlled, they just straight up kill this guy.
This man is dead now.
Yeah, so I'm tempted to just leave it unexplained and just have her do her thing.
I think it'd be really funny if it was the plushie that's turning into a guy and it's just like warped until it's like not pretty and then she's like, ugh.
That would be hilarious. Typically mind controls people. That's why she's got the spinny on her staff, but because it's supposed to... In fact, she tries to use it on Rave in one of these shots. See? She's like, you want to buy one, right? And Rave's just like, I don't have any money. And she's like, what do you mean?
You're supposed to give me money. What is this?
She can't hypnotize Rave for plot reasons. I also fucking love this scene where Gray's like, you should follow Coven laws next time, and she's like, what is it? Next time I'll be more prepared. And he's like, are you threatening a keeper? And she's like, oh, threatening? I would never. She also does this like teleport into smoke thing, which is just what Gray says as witch parlor tricks. I feel like there are just certain abilities that all witches can do, like vague levitation, you know, floating things around. So it's just vague witch ability. They don't have to fit into their generic skill set.
Dude, what if you gave her like a really tiny creature that she has a hypnotize on and that could do the whole like controlling of certain things? Like she could have a tiny little mascot thing that's maybe like looks like a little cartoon kitty or some shit. And she just has this mind control on this like being, and that's why the thing can
That's kind of what Shu does though, except it's not hypnotizing. Anura's whole thing is she's a frog manipulator, and specifically it has her
or something.
Oh, true. They would kill him though, unless I change the storyboard.
Well, I mean, it could just be the person's ability to control other objects. So maybe it is just like a scarecrow type thing that they destroy. But maybe this guy working in the background is just helping her.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Because the thing is, they like walk away from like the market area, and she's like finds them and is like, "Oh, I just wanted to leave a gift for my adoring fans," which is when the attack happens. So it could be like controlling this guy, and then I can add a scene after they like kill the scarecrow, where they're like, "Bro, you good?" And he's like, "I don't know where I am."
just like. What happened?
What? Where am I?
Dude, I was just getting some.
Yeah. Like B also is fucking hilarious. Where Gray's like, what's going on? And B's like, wouldn't you like to know? And Gray's like, yes, that's why I'm fucking asking.
He's such a little shit.
John's just like, stop instigating. I love them so dearly.
When do we see Silver for the first time?
Silver, he comes in. Technically, Silver comes in the first arc because the first arc is like being hunted. So they deal with Stell, they meet Cliff and Silver, and then Stell comes back, and then they like kind of defeat her and have to go to the school, which is where, you know, Silver is following them and stuff. So Silver technically is like first arc, but it's Cliff and then Silver, because they defeat Cliff and then they're still having problems because Cliff is like a lingering threat for a while because he's like slowly capturing everybody. So they deal with him, and then like things are still being weird, and they're like, Cliff, what the fuck? And Gray hates Cliff, by the way. And he's like, that's not me, I'm not doing this, I didn't leave those traps. And then they're like, what the fuck, we're still being hunted? And then it's, you know, Silver doing his thing.
Oh, you know what'd be interesting for Dury?
Dury, my beloved. My son.
But what if he ended up joining the school while he had a camera, because he could use the magic through an object, so it was kind of like seeing he was using that kind of magic?
Mm-hmm.
But then you find out that it's just a different way, it's just that Verse exists.
Verse could be released like during the arc, after like when Silver follows to the school. Verse gets released. Verse is like,
yeah, honestly,
kidnapped.
You could do anything with that. You could even change any of his story if you wanted to.
I feel like Verse is going to be a little less prominent in the canon story, but
yeah,
like still the cause of a lot of shit.
He honestly doesn't even need to be on it if you don't want it.
No, he is. He definitely is. The thing is that Chester isn't really in the story at all. I feel like we'll be in the background and we'll kind of see him for a bit, which Verse is just one of those background characters that the way I'm gonna do it, he like causes a thing to happen, and then like the thing that happens is more important than like the character that caused it, if that makes sense. So we technically don't get any closure in the story about what happens to Verse, but Chester is there in the background, so that's what happens.
It'd be really cute though, just like a background scene where Chester exists and does some gardening. You see just Verse there, and like A little bit of an interaction there, but it's background. You don't know what they're actually saying.
No, literally, the good thing about having like so many what's the word I'm looking for? Expanded universe background characters is that I pretty much always have somebody to put in the background. Somebody knows somebody that lives here, essentially, or they have a connection with somebody, or they know what's going on. So there's always everything feels alive in the sense that like people live here, you know? So like yeah, that is fully gonna happen. Dory gets kidnapped, Chester's in the background, and he's like, wait, they just kidnapped this kid? There can probably still be like a hint where they're like, hey, we heard about what happened to Silver. We got like a tip from like a gardener at the cursed castle, you know? That kind of situation.
Yeah, if nothing else, there can be like times where like instead of Chester becoming prominent, it's just like Dury's like called and he's hiding behind him, and then or something like that, and then he just has to leave him or something. Like stuff like that could happen.
It's definitely gonna be like, to the viewer, he'll probably just seem like the gardener that keeps showing up, but we know who he is.
We know.
We know.
Then we'll have this side story that only we know.
Yeah. Especially because most of the nobles at the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this whole prison arc is gonna happen. Because
No, that's fair.
Dury, I don't think is gonna, in the canon story, come back to the human world and then get re-kidnapped. I think he's just gonna be stuck at the castle.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it would be too complicated to even get into his family stuff.
Yeah, Sterling's probably not gonna show up. Ever. We're just skipping the whole Sterling got kidnapped situation and going to Dury gets kidnapped.
He can appear on a TV somewhere.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be so cute.
In a movie.
Oh my god,
Like
that's adorable.
commercial.
Fucking John plays zombie movies just casually in the background, listening
Oh
to
my god,
them.
imagine coming into a scene where Griff's just like watching TV and a commercial comes on and he's just like, that's my boyfriend, and then they're just like, yeah, we believe you. Don't worry about
Yeah. For sure, man.
it.
Whatever you say.
Griff's so believable, you know?
He would never lie. What do you mean?
Never.
You look a little weird. Thanks for laughing.
It spoke to them.
I don't like this. It's fine. I'm gonna zoom out and I'm gonna stop looking at it. Most of the time when I draw, I stay really zoomed out to avoid the problems that I've been having today, which is getting too precious about things. But this picture is really small, so I kind of have to zoom in.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm really zoomed in on drawing right now myself. I'm trying to design that sweet doctor guy you were talking about.
I'm looking.
You can't look.
I love doctors, if you couldn't tell. Malcolm LM. I'm normal about them.
Oh my god. I feel like those shouldn't be the ones that you point at. These are the not normal doctors.
I know, that's the good part. I mean, who said that? I love my freak-ass doctors, okay? It's a great trope and I'll never be over it.
Look, Mary's with you on that boat.
You're so right.
Let's see.
If Mary's with me on this boat, can we hold hands?
Oh yes, definitely.
No, hell yeah. I think me and Mary could be besties. Just saying.
I think you guys are besties, and
Oh
I
my
think I think that is a friendship to pass the divide of reality.
I love him. It's my Pookie Bear. I love Mary. I don't. What do you mean?
It bothers me so much if I can't get it right, but then like I flip it, try to fix it, and then I flip it again and I try to fix it, and I'm like, it still doesn't look right.
I mean, I've been flipping my canvas a ton. I just fidget with it forever. Which is a lot of fun because when I'm doing speed draws, like for OCR and stuff, I try not to flip my canvas too much because when it's sped up, it looks really flickery. So that's a bit of a problem.
Wait.
What's it about?
It's about
Monsters?
kaijus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who could have guessed?
And it's a fun one. It's like a it feels like a trope that I've seen a lot in different things, but I really like the way they're going about it because the main character is like really, really sweet, and everything he does is just for everyone else. But
I love tropes.
he's
I think we should have more tropes. I forgot to draw my ice fucking weapon.
Also, I will say that the main character is 32, and as somebody who's reached 30 myself,
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like me.
I would, yeah. About that, the crows are all like young adults because I made them when I was like in young adults. I'm like, I kind of want them to be older now.
Dude, I'm the same. I keep like trying to age up my characters because I'm trying to make them feel like more real to me.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of seems to be how it is.
They're just kind of like babies.
There are babies. Oh, but like the thing about this like new thing that I'm stealing is this character that like, you know that trope where anime character doesn't open their eyes?
Yes, I love that.
I'm going for that a little bit, but like sweet.
Ellen does that.
This is true.
You freak ass. Fun fact, I don't know if you noticed this, but when he was an angel, before he fell, he had like the same kind of like always closed eyes, but it was more like serene instead of being like this. It was like this. So this is current Ellen, and he's like, hee. This was him before, and he's like, hee.
He's just like that.
He's just a little bit of a freak.
I do like that. The upward turn just makes it so much more terrifying when
little
it's
bit more
him.
Unhinged. He's a bit of a freak. He's a lot of a freak. But that's why I love him. Anyway, who said that?
Isn't Maddie's weapon a summon?
Yeah, she just has it a lot.
Or does it take energy from the person using it if they summon their weapon?
Yes, but only when they summon it. It doesn't take energy to keep it summoned.
Oh.
However, if it gets too far away, it does unsummon. They can unsummon it at will also. But like if someone grabs it, you can just dissipate it and resummon it, but it takes magic again to resummon it.
Hmm. What would you consider like the way that I did Briar's weapon? How would you consider that one? Is that a summon?
Well, it's his
Not
halo,
really, right?
he just expands it, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So I would say the halo one is not, but the extra ones are.
Oh.
But I don't know if they count as soul summons, like specifically, or if they're just like Neptune's
I
wires.
guess, yeah, they're not technically from his soul.
Yeah. Like Neptune has his wires, which aren't like his soul weapon, but he also has the darts, which are.
That's true.
In fact, I don't know if you know much about his darts. I don't know if I ever explained those.
I know you used him a couple times, and I find them interesting.
Yeah, they are tied to his threads, but not like the same as threads, because he can summon threads from his fingers or the darts. So he usually sticks them in the ceiling and then will like spiderweb people. The way he summons them though is he just kind of like flicks his fingers and they go flying. He can have more than one and keep them for a like impressive distance.
Does he have to like put like a certain amount of energy into it in order to do that?
To like summon, to like flick his summons?
Like to even make the darts?
Like yeah, but he's trained enough that it's not a thing for him too much.
Okay.
Like he probably like he has like 3, I think, or something like that. He probably when he originally started only had the one.
See.
Lifesaver.
It's on these in different colors.
Yeah.
It's cool.
The crows I always tend to sketch in this color because it's like a reddish purple, but that's between gray and Rave's color. And then I just kind of gradiented between these colors. More red for Crow, more blue for Zara.
Older towards the future.
Yeah. I love Mantle, he's so cool.
Little baby.
He's a very old deity. I wouldn't say baby. However, baby adjacent.
Well, you could show me this god in real life and it would be like...
He's like, ain't you a cutie? I think he would just be like, why thank you. I'm glad you think so. Cole's just like, why are you lying to him? Hello. Mantle is a good husband material. Who said that?
Yes, this is why we have Kevin.
Yes. Mantle would be a good dad. I don't think that's possible at all, but, well, technically. I mean, he's a shapeshifter. Anyway. He would be a good dad. They could adopt.
They could adopt.
They could adopt.
Let's be honest, though. Everybody that he trains is basically his adopted child.
Yeah, pretty much. He just cares.
It went blue, and I think that's a horrible direction to go.
Blue! It's red gay, blue gay.
Red blue gay.
Red gay, blue gay.
Okay, of the barbecue chip, what colors do we have already?
Both of the other two are kind of reddish colored, but Barba is more purpley. Because he's got the zombie skin. More of like a maroon color.
I'm gonna have to stare at them for a second.
Red and maroon. I think originally in the dream he was a zombie, but then I ended up turning him to a ghost. Being a Mantle, I want him to meet Kevin's family. Real bad.
I'm gonna end up developing this entire family just for this scene.
You so are, because that's what we always do. We're like, we need these background characters, and then they end up with names, and then, like, acquaintances. And then we develop romances for the background characters. You know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be the same thing that happened with Versus Family.
Happy. But, like...
For real.
It is time for me to send you what I have so far.
To see? Show me.
It's only a bust.
I don't care. Show me.
I'm not sure I
Oh
like
my
this.
gosh! No, I love them! Oh, hold on. Can I bring it on screen? Look at this bean! I love them so much. I really like the hair.
Yay.
They're
I
so cute.
liked how I did this style because it was based off of a mix of two characters, but like, I don't know about the streaks. I don't know about the blue in there.
I really like it. It looks like how, like, you'll highlight darker hair and, like, anime and stuff so you know what color it actually is.
Yeah, that might be nice.
So, like, what is it, like, Deku has, like, black hair but then has the green
Yeah.
streaks? Yeah. I love the style. I love how you did the face. It's so shapy and cute. Oh my gosh.
I think that the eyes opening should be a rare thing.
What if I kiss them on the mouth?
Hey, you have a boyfriend.
No, he doesn't. He has a date. He has a date, not a boyfriend. Okay.
Well, we're hoping for them. Okay.
I can still kiss him on the mouth a little bit. Just saying.
Kiss them both though.
Yeah, I can kiss them both on the mouth.
This is better. This is good.
He's about to have 2 boyfriends. One more pissy than the other. One very dumb. Like golden retriever. Golden retriever boyfriend, and then pissed off other boyfriend.
And we love it.
I feel like it's gonna be like goes on date with Chip for a bit until, you know, that develops, goes to Hell's. Barb is like, what the fuck is this? And then Chip is just doing Chip things, and Barb is just hanging out with Q. And Chip's just like, gets a call about a demon. I gotta go. And Barb's like, you were on a date. She's like, bye. I'll be back, I promise. Be like, so fast, I just have to like go to the bathroom, and he leaves the house. Barb is just like, what do you see in him?
Oh, I also think, by the way, that under this guy's clothes, under his jacket thing, the light blue is his scrubs.
Oh, that's really cute. I kiss him on the mouth.
Kiss him on the forehead, leave it in.
I kiss him on the forehead, leave it in. I love Q already.
Yeah. I love barbecue shit.
Barberston supposed to know what's going on.
We're supposed to have it together.
Please. 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 I don't even care.
We care a little.
I don't even care. I'm having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
I like that X is leaning the opposite direction because she's like, I'm not with these guys. Ugh.
It's because you're a worm.
Worm? Anyway, thanks to everybody that came out. If you want to see more of the OCs that I was drawing this time, because I was drawing the Blowbros who live in my brain, there's lots of them on Patreon. Patreon is very cool stuff. Chubby knows.
I know. I'm a member.
Check that out. But otherwise, thanks for coming into the Twitch, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.